$1 million, but when you climax,
Oh god.
Oh.
I can't believe we're taking it to this level.
you barf in your mouth.
Yeah, I probably would.
I probably
All right,
would.
ladies, be warned. Brett may puke on you.
He's not getting this offer right now. This is a scenario.
No, this is based on things that will never happen, right?
All right,
Or-
let's
okay.
do it right now.
What?
Let's use this scenario.
Go ahead.
Let's do it right
I
now.
Die Hard started a
I
trend.
hate Speed 2.
Why?
That's pretty
It's
bad.
horrible.
It's kind of like, it's more of a watch it because it's laughably bad.
Yes.
There are a few parts that I thought Sandra Bullock was pretty funny.
I'm sorry, but
When she
she's
cuts-
a great actress, but she sucks in that movie.
She cuts open the door with the chainsaw and she's like revving it. Can you guys get out?
If you back off with the saw,
What?
if you back off with the saw, we'll give it a try.
It's so bad.
It is very bad writing. It is
Oh,
very bad.
Bad.
But I always thought of it as more of an action type than a funny movie, and it turns out this, like, as an adult watching it, it's a terrible
It's
film.
horrible.
That was a great
That's great.
quote of by
Yeah. I can quote Speed too.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Garfield and Friends from Fickle
Oh,
Fanboys.
Now, which one?
The second one, not the
Yes.
first one.
This one.
Times are here.
Yeah, I hate that one.
It doesn't matter. That's
Well,
just an
yes,
image.
but there are two
There's
actual
two,
songs.
There's two of
Oh,
them.
The
well,
second
that's what they.
one-
That's he sent me a picture.
Ready?
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 Two.
Two.
Party!
We're ready
To party.
We're ready.
Dun, dun,
I hope you bring lots of spaghetti.
dun, dun.
Come on down to Garfield and Friends. Come on in. It's time to party with Garfield,
Garfield
and
and
Friends. And then I think there's another
I
verse.
love how we all know that one.
I think there's another verse.
There
in it.
is. There's a little bit more to it.
Oh my god, I'm like tearing up
I
here.
just got a
Good one.
Charlie horse in my thigh.
Oh shoot!
I
You
thought that
okay?
You were gonna fart or
Do
something.
you need something?
Hey, where's your Charlie
Just give me
horse?
time. It's on the bottom of this thigh.
Hey, you can do this. Put your foot out. Put your
I
foot
can't.
Out. Do it.
No.
Put your
Oh shoot!
Ah! Put it out now. Flex your foot up, like your toes towards the ceiling. It looks like you're trying to take a shit.
What do you need to
Well, I
do?
don't want it to look like
What do you
that.
want to do?
I'm trying to put my foot over there.
Give me your
Help me. My back's to the camera.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're okay.
It's
You're okay.
ridiculous.
You're okay. You're
Let's do some
I'm doing some friggin' Christmas trivia. Welcome back to PTOUnlimited podcast. My name is Brett.
I'm Josh,
Alex.
This is episode 321.
and I just want to say a happy belated birthday to my brother Jeremy and my mother. Actually, I should have said it last week, but
Yeah.
yeah, she doesn't like Halloween, so I don't really like to mention her birthday around then. She hates Halloween, and her birthday's right around Halloween. So yeah, it's been a windy one. Yesterday.
Was it yesterday that was really windy or the day before?
It was yesterday. Was it?
No, it was Saturday.
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 Well, we didn't want to rake our leaves, and the wind
didn't
did
have
it,
to now.
The wind did it for us.
How did the landlord respond to your... Because you said it last week, you didn't know how she was going to respond.
She hasn't said anything.
Okay.
She didn't tell us to rake the leaves or anything, so I don't
Oh
know.
no, she doesn't care.
She doesn't care?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, I think the leaf collection got delayed anyway, and everybody's leaves are already blown off
They're
the
all
lawn
over
anyway.
the place.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
That would be really annoying if you were raking your leaves to get all ready for them and then have to do it again because
We had
of
like what 70
nature.
mile an hour gusts.
It was gusty.
Like it was like pushing the car.
We had some electricians out here.
Oh yeah, one of the poles bent.
Dealing with the pole that was like it was
It was
at
like-
an angle, man.
yeah.
It was coming down. It had power on it, so it was like, okay, well, that's obviously important.
Mhm.
So they had to do something with that while we were watching. God, they were out late too.
Oh yeah,
working
they're
on
out
that.
past 10.
Even later than that.
Well, I said past 10 because that's the last time I remembered them out.
Yeah. So how was your week?
It's good.
Yeah.
Did my new work schedule
Oh yeah, did you just start that?
I did. It was 2 to 12, and then this week it's going to be 3 to 1:30, and next week 5 to 3:30. Then so
Okay.
I'm gradually going more second/third shift schedule. So
Yeah, Alex had a very interesting Thursday. I had to stay home from work,
Yep.
which is I like being remote, but this was a circumstance that I should have been there anyway. It was problematic.
we only go 2 days now, right?
Yeah,
Which days?
Tuesdays and Thursdays right
Okay.
now. That's going to change when Alex's schedule changes.
Yeah, when my schedule.
So you want to talk about what happened to you on Thursday, Alex? A little
Yeah,
bit.
we didn't bring awareness to it. That's for sure.
Awareness is everything.
Awareness is everything. No, so a year ago, I was having many issues with complications from COVID. One of which were I was having issues with my blood pressure and my heart rate, and it just being out of whack. But it's not always out of whack. Sometimes it's completely normal. And then I feel like I'm going to faint or pass out, and it happens very randomly. So, and I've gone to the ER 3 or 4 times for it, and they just give me a liter of fluids.
3 or 4?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I only remember a couple.
Nope, I have it all documented in my
Well, yeah, of
phone.
course. You have that on your
Yep.
phone.
3 or 4 times in the ER to get IV fluids, and then they run
And
a
like,
bunch of labs,
see you
and they
later.
go, okay, all right, everything's
They
better.
can't do
So
anything for you.
Nope.
Wow.
That's literally the treatment
Nothing.
is no
Fluids
fluids
and
and
well,
rest.
yeah. Mhm.
Yep. So, really, a couple girls at work were saying I had a lot of symptoms that were mimicking what's called POTS, which is called postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which basically means that people with this disorder, when they are standing for a long period of time or sitting for a long period of time and stand up or get down from whatever position that they are in, blood will pool in like your pelvis, like your veins in your pelvis and your legs, and your heart has to work harder to try to get it to move from down there to up to your head. So your heart pounds to try to move it faster, and then because it's not working, your blood pressure tanks. And because it's tanked and your heart rate is high and it's not moving blood where it is, you pass out, or you can pass out or faint. So and that's apparently it's not deadly unless like you fall over and hit your head, basically.
I don't understand why that's not deadly.
Well, it's not like because like
how does your blood pressure not being regulated not?
Well, it's the thing. My blood pressure is normal.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's
but
just instances like this that
doesn't that do
happen.
damage to other?
Oh, I mean,
parts?
probably long term. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking
like
about.
over
It's gonna be
time, I can
long-term.
see that it could do some damage to your heart, but
Of course,
it's POTS is still very.
it's new.
No, I wouldn't say new. It's more like it's very different for everyone, and there's not exactly any treatment for it.
Is it not studied very well?
There's yes and no. It's become more of a study now because a lot of people that have got long COVID like me have developed symptoms like POTS, and they're trying to figure out, is it POTS or is it something else?
Right.
So I went ahead and I finally there's only one specialist in all of Fort Wayne that does POTS. So I got on that list, got the referral November of last year, and they called me and set me up an appointment September 30th
This took
of
a
this
year?
A year.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a year.
I didn't know that.
They
I
said
thought- I
it'll
thought it was
probably be
more-
a year before you can
more
get in
like
with their wait list.
Last summer was the last time we talked about this.
Yep. And I finally got in. My consult was
Holy
September
cow.
30th. He came in. He was like, all right, so you have this, this, and this, and this. All right, first thing we're going to do is a really quick consult. And he said, we're going to set you up for a tilt table test because that's pretty much the one major test that can confirm whether or not you have it.
Pixels loving on.
And so I went ahead and had that scheduled for this last Thursday. And I had to be there at like 5:30 in the morning. It was awesome. And then I had to fast. And
yeah, that was even more awesome. You were.
it's definitely not what everybody thinks when you think of a tilt table test. Like when you say, oh, it's a tilt table, it means it sounds like you're going to be strapped to a table and you're just going to move back and forth until you faint.
Yeah.
And it's not.
Right.
It's actually for someone that doesn't have POTS, it's like the easiest test ever.
Oh, me. Yeah.
Josh
I was
is-
just
Josh
tired.
has had it.
You can understand why I was tired.
Oh
though,
yeah,
right?
definitely.
Because you're just sitting there like,
Yeah.
I just want this to be done. And
Yeah.
it could be done, but it's not done.
So, but you at least gone through it, so you can relate.
Yeah.
So basically, they lay you down on a table and they place an IV
You're
in you.
flat at first.
Yep. They lay you down on a table, just a flat table. You look like Frankenstein because they've got a strap over your chest, strap over your hips, and then a strap over like your shins, and
Right.
then your feet are on like a little like thing that comes up, so that way when you tilt up, your feet are flat on something to hold you up. They have a little pillow behind your neck, and then they have you hooked up to an ECG machine and blood pressure, and they just monitor your vitals every 3 minutes. The whole test is like an hour long, and they lay you flat for 15 minutes and get baseline readings. And she asked me every 3 minutes, how you feeling? How you feeling? How you feeling? It gets really annoying. And then they tilt you 80 degrees. So 90 degrees is standing straight up, and 80 degrees is like they have you're tilted back just like the tiniest bit, where it almost even feels like you're standing up straight. And you basically just stand there for 45 minutes of the test until you may or may not pass out.
Right.
Sounds really, really boring and easy.
It is boring. It's like an hour long.
It
right?
is. You have to. The standing part's 45 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she has to record, like manually record every 3 minutes, like my vitals, and ask me how I'm doing. And I think it was about, and they don't have a TV on or anything because they want you focusing on like how your body feels.
Mm-hmm.
And it was about 15 minutes in, and she goes, how are you feeling? I'm like, well, the only thing that was different from 15 minutes ago is that my calves are starting to twitch a little bit, which has happened in the past when I have like a crisis happen, like where my blood pressure shoots through the air.
Right.
And I felt it just a little bit in my calves. And then I asked her, right after, I was like, how long does it take for something to happen? And she was like, well, you know what? Some people pass out a minute after I got you up there. Some people are 44 minutes. And then she said, the last thing I remember her saying was, you're at 17 minutes right now. We have a long way to go. And then it was like, as soon as she said the word go, it felt like someone sucker punched me in my stomach. And I just all of a sudden, like, because your arms are free, but your body's not. And I was like, all of a sudden I was starting to like move forward, and I was acting like I was projectile heaving because I couldn't throw anything up.
That's lucky.
Oh yeah. It would have gone everywhere, man. There's a reason why they tell you not to.
You couldn't even have water.
And this is literally just me standing up straight. Well,
Could you have
not
water
straight,
in the
but like
morning?
80 degrees.
You couldn't have water in
No,
the
I
morning.
could not have anything.
Oh my
couldn't
God.
have
I would have
anything.
been so thirsty.
And so she's like, are you feeling okay? And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, and it's a really different type of nausea.
Oh, I felt it.
Like it's not like, oh, I feel sick. Like
Yeah.
I ate something bad or I have the flu. Like it's just like, you feel really dizzy. Like it feels like you got off
Okay, that's
a
a
really
different- that's a
like
different
you got off
dizziness.
like the Millennium Fourth for the 5th time in a row kind of thing. Like
okay.
that's
Yeah.
what it feels like. You feel really, really nauseous and dizzy and don't feel good. And I felt my knees feeling like they were buckling, but you can't pop your legs like to shift.
Right.
That's the whole point, because they
It's
want the
all
like if it
stay-
works,
yeah, you gotta
if you
stay
have
straight.
POTS, she wants the blood to pool in your hips and your knees, and that's what it felt like. And then after that, like she said, I was turning really pale, and I was cold sweats from my head all the way to my feet, and
Yeah. You were so sweaty.
I was extremely sweaty and cold, and apparently my heart rate shot up, my blood pressure tanked to, she said at one point it got to like 86/52, which is really low. And my heart rate was like in the 90s or something at that point. And she's like, oh, well, you are really pale. And your heart rate's in the low 50s right now, because it had tanked into the 50s. And she's like, we're just going to have somebody check on you for a second.
Right.
She was so calm about everything, while I'm over here like, it felt like I was going to die. I was like,
You were blacking out.
I was,
too, right?
my vision was going in and out, and felt horrible. Like I just could not stop like feeling nauseous and dizzy, and it just felt like absolutely horrible. And I was like, what the hell is going on? She goes, no, this it's like normal, but not normal. Like
Correct.
You're fine. And then my blood pressure would go back up, and then she's like, well, you haven't technically passed out, so we're going to keep those tests going for the next 35 minutes.
That's rough.
So I went through the next 30-some minutes
going,
of just waves of nausea and dizziness, and then basically, like, in every
the
3 minutes,
pain.
she asked me, "How are you feeling?" And I have to tell her all this new stuff. Like, all right, well, now I have muscle spasms and twitching in my thighs and in my hips and up my back, and I'm still sweating, and I'm pale, and I don't feel good, and I want to get off this ride.
I want to get off this ride. I want to stop the ride.
I really want to stop the ride right now, but
Yeah.
so yeah, anyways, at the very end my vision got really blurry, and then she laid me down at 45 minutes, and then she said that my blood pressure had like skyrocketed and my diastolic was over 100, and which is when I catch it and I feel weird.
That's weird. That's like afterwards.
And then afterwards she lets you rest for a little bit, takes your IV out, and then I get up to walk and about fall over. And she said basically if this was a normal person, normal people don't have any reaction. It's just somebody's bored standing there for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So she basically said, yeah, obviously something's wrong.
Right.
And that they sent a copy of my ECG to the doctor because apparently when my heart went into the 50s, something looked weird. So hopefully, I mean, I haven't got any results. I'm able to actually like look up
I don't know. He's on a tirade today.
I don't know. It's something.
Do you need to
There's
hold
a
him?
dog barking
Yeah. Pick.
elsewhere.
Oh, is there?
Don't hit the table.
Oh, sorry. Anyways, so I went home and she basically told me to rest all morning.
Oh, you did.
Eat a salty meal, drink lots of fluids and electrolytes, and make sure my blood pressure doesn't tank and my heart rate doesn't go below 50. And if so, go to the ER. And when we got home, my blood pressure was normal,
but your heart rate
my
was
heart rate was in the 50s for a while.
That's less than 1 beat per second.
Yeah,
Brett. That's slow.
I felt really sick. Like I felt dizzy and nasty, and I was.
What's the average heart rate? It's over 60, right? Like a good
probably
resting?
80 would be very
60
good
to
for a
80?
normal human. A
Okay.
good physically fit human, probably in the 60s.
Yeah.
So yeah, like physically fit meaning your heart doesn't have to pump as fast to get
It
blood
gets
because
everywhere.
because you're
we
fit.
We were so fit like 2 years ago, and we were like, oh
My
man,
my resting heart rate's like 72.
you have a good rest.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But yeah, so anyways, so we get home. I'm cold, like so cold. And it takes me at least 3 hours to fall asleep because I've got Pixel, our dog, cuddled with me for warmth. I've got a weighted blanket on.
Two.
And no, I got a weighted blanket on, a woolly blanket on top of that, and the third and the 30-pound or 20-pound weighted blanket on top of that, plus a heated rice pillow around my neck, and I'm just shivering. Like I'm just cold because my heart's not pumping enough to get it to everywhere.
You were so cold.
I was so cold. And then exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, that happened to me on Thursday, and I've been just slightly off ever since. But she said that she's like, well, if you had any of these crises before, basically we're going to exaggerate it to like the max and to what it could happen if you were to stand in a position for a long period of time. So I know what to look out for now, but I will definitely be watching out for that. Hopefully, I'll get results here in the next week or so.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fun. I absolutely it was the worst ride ever. It didn't even go in a circle or up and down.
Worst ride of your life.
I literally failed at standing.
That's actually really funny.
I had one job.
You had one job, and you know what that one job was?
To stand up.
To stand up and make sure that you're working right and you're proper.
Apparently, I'm not working right.
No, you're broken.
I'm broken. So we'll figure out why I'm broken. Hopefully,
Failed at
soon.
standing. That's a good one.
I failed at standing.
You know, it's like that's like our most common human trait is the ability to stand.
Yep. And I
you
suck
couldn't
at
do
it. So
That's
yeah,
really
I
funny.
can't stand in one position for more than 15 minutes apparently.
No,
So
that's okay. You don't do that anyway.
Nope,
You hardly
I don't.
do. Moving on from there.
Yep.
What's going on, Brett? What do you want to talk about for NFL wise? You want to
Yeah, that's fine.
go right into it?
Yeah.
How's fantasy going?
Fantasy's not going well, but I can. I'm in first place in our pick'em league, so
yeah, you are.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. By the way, I looked at that last night.
I looked at it.
I'm actually
Cool. I'm gonna
doing
look at it myself.
way better than I thought I would.
Me too.
But I
got
feel like I've
everything
been
but-
more into football this year than any other year that I've watched
Oh,
football.
I just topped over Crystal. I'm now in 4th place.
I was in 5th. What am I in now?
You're in 6th.
Oh, dang. As soon as I said that, too.
Yeah, I've been.
I thought I was going to be at the bottom for the longest
You're
time.
not far behind. You're only behind by 4 points.
What, for Crystal?
For Crystal, and you're behind by 4 more for me.
Oh, okay.
So, you're 6, I mean.
But
so
Brett's number 1?
He's at 600 points. I'm at 574.
Oh,
So.
600 points.
I'm
dang.
like, in terms of wins and losses, meaning wins you picked the right game and losses you didn't, I'm like 30,
I am really good
like
this week.
70 and 30, I think, or something.
Jeez.
70 and 40, something. I'm
This one was really good.
over
for me.
500.
You had one good week of 110 points.
Yeah.
Damn.
This
like
week
week
is
4 or
really good
something.
for my picks, but I don't know why I'm not getting good points for it. I'm only sitting at 72, but this is the best I've done all season was with the picks. So yeah,
I got Detroit as well.
me too.
I think I only put a point on it though.
I
Me-
put
yeah.
1 point on
see what I did. Let me see what
Detroit,
I
but
did.
I didn't put it on
I know
Detroit.
I
I
did
put it on Green
Detroit.
Bay.
I put 3 points.
I was
So,
that was the only one where I was like, you know what? It could go either way,
It's
and
the
I just
talk
picked
of the
whichever.
town, dude.
Surely they won't lose to Detroit, but just in case they do, I'll just put it at 1.
yeah,
I should have, just because.
and I'm totally okay with it.
But I got stuff to say about that game.
Let's start talking.
Let's
about
talk about the
NFL
NFL.
entirely.
Thursday was the Eagles at the Texans. This game started good. It was tied at halftime, and even going in like partway through the third, it was close. And then Davis Mills threw an interception, and it was over from there. The Eagles just took off and won. They are still undefeated,
They need to stop.
and their schedule is weak, so they could go
Shit's weak.
deep with before losing.
I can't wait for the upset. Commanders beat them.
Yeah. Chargers at Falcons. This game wasn't particularly interesting.
No, not really.
Chargers won by 3. The Falcons have kind of been on a roll a little bit. I thought they might win being at home, but they did not.
No.
Keenan Allen can't get on the field. He hasn't played a game yet, and they've had their bye week. So that's
shame,
my.
dude.
I picked him in one of my leagues. It's my most worthless, early pick all year because he hasn't played a snap yet,
Right.
which is very frustrating.
It's frustrating.
Dolphins at the Bears. This was actually a really good game.
I wasn't able to watch most of the
All
first
Bears
games.
fans were wondering, can Justin Fields play quarterback? Because he's from Ohio State, and Ohio State quarterbacks don't generally do well. Now, again, it's one game. They really haven't let him throw a lot leading up to this game, but he threw for 3 touchdowns, ran for 1. He set the record for quarterback rushing yards in a game with like 170 or something. He just lit it up, but it wasn't enough. The Dolphins won.
Okay, so I'm confused. Justin Fields how long has he been playing for the
It's
Bears?
his second year.
Okay, so why was he the talk of the town this time?
What
Like why were they reporting on this like as if it were a big deal? This matchup.
Because it's been a while since the Bears have had a quarterback. He's a high-profile pick. I don't know if they traded up to get him or what, but he's a first-round pick. So,
Okay,
and he's a quarterback. I mean, those are
Right.
the biggest stars in the league, and
true.
people, want to know if he can play because he's got a lot of hype. And
Right.
so far, he has not.
The hype's
lived up
not
to
there.
it.
That seems to be the curse for a lot of quarterbacks. Is, oh yeah, they sound so great on paper.
Well, especially from big programs like Ohio State.
Right.
They're expected because they get all the recruits, the best players in the country, to go there. So they just expect them to perform well in the NFL.
Just got a report. Colts let their coach go
They
today.
did. I'll get to that.
Okay,
I'll
but
get to that.
got the comment here.
Panthers at Bengals. Oh boy. Anybody have Joe Mixon on their team?
Patrick.
Patrick did. Oh my God, 53 points.
I was playing him in both leagues. That sucks.
Jeez.
So I'm gonna go 0-2.
Mixon, how many catches?
I don't know how many catches, but he did everything. Like they did not miss Jamar Chase.
22.
They did miss Jamar Chase on last Monday night. The Bengals lost to the Browns last Monday, and I guess Joe Burrow is now like 0-4 against the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
What's interesting about last Monday is that even without Jamar Chase, they threw the ball like 80% of the time, and they lost bad. So one could argue that they're like, we're not going to throw the ball without our best receiving weapon, so let's run the ball, and they ran the ball for 4 touchdowns. That game was not close, 42-21. That was a big old blowout. It was against the Panthers, who have, nothing. Even Baker came in and threw a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
And
Panthers
then we
are mean.
have the Packers at the Lions.
Hey!
As I'm watching the pregame shows, they're all thinking, "Oh, the Packers are going to win this game. It's a, they can win this game because the Lions stink." And Josh, you've been saying all along you think Rodgers will get benched. I still don't think he'll get benched.
He's going to retire.
He was actually bad this game. He was really bad.
He's going to retire.
Well, at the end of the year, probably.
Nah.
I don't think he will. I
Mid-season.
think he'll stay another year. But he threw 3 interceptions, 2 of which in the red zone, in the end zone.
Yeah.
And that's
Did you
Aaron
see
Rodgers.
him yelling at everybody else?
I saw him yelling at everybody.
Pixel needs to stop chewing on the mic.
He's just he's just mad at everything. And he has a little bit of a beef, or a legit beef, because Green Bay did not attempt to get him any help before the trade deadline,
Right.
which was last Tuesday, and a lot of players were moved.
Can't believe it.
Now I did hear that they did try to get some weapons. It just never came.
Did the Packers
through.
not have any leverage this time around?
They
Sounds like they don't.
They didn't have enough. Well, usually you offer draft picks, and they just couldn't get any deals done. The Raiders at the Jaguars. This was close, and the Raiders even led at one point. I did see Devontae drop like a first down catch late in the game. That didn't help, but the Raiders lost by a touchdown to the Jags.
Dude,
That
what's
sucks.
going on with the Raiders?
Raiders
I think
are-
they need to get rid of their coach.
Well, that's Patrick's argument. I would say that he may not be wrong there. I think it's when a team is not living up to expectations, such as the Colts and the Raiders this year, it's easy to say get rid of the coach. I don't know. It's Josh McDaniels' first year in Las Vegas. Now, he's been a head coach before, and it did not go well.
I have a question for you, Brett.
Okay.
Minnesota.
I'm not there yet.
I know. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Talking about head coaches here.
Uh-huh.
Minnesota swapped theirs out.
Yeah, but they
7-1.
didn't do it in the middle of the year.
No, but I'm saying they did it in general.
Well,
I mean,
I
he's
agree.
obviously not
And
a good
sometimes
coach.
that is what you need. Like, look at the
Yeah.
Giants.
Right.
They fired their coach.
I'm giving the example that is, hey, maybe this is the problem.
It very well could be, but I don't know if a coach can make a difference in 7 games. I think he needs a little bit of time.
Right.
Not a lot of coaches get success their very first year, such as Kevin O'Connell or Brian Dable. Just to name a few.
We're
So,
just popping off a few that are like lightning in a
winning-
bottle kind of
winning right now.
situations.
Robert Saleh is in his second year. They were really bad last year, and the Jets are improving this year. So it's
True.
sometimes it just takes some time to get your system in place and get the players you want in place that to make a difference.
Yeah.
The Raiders are 2-6. They probably will not go to the playoffs, especially with the being in the same division as the Chiefs.
My gosh.
Then we have the Colts and the Patriots. Now we can talk. Frank Reich was fired. I think he got kind of a bad rap because they asked him to
We had to wait for
win
Brett's
with
permission
Phillip
on this
Rivers,
one.
who was old. They asked him to win with Carson Wentz, who's no good, and they asked him to win with the decaying carcass of Matt Ryan. And then they asked him to win with a QB or a rookie QB who's played 2 games.
I don't think the coach was the problem on this one.
Yeah, well, probably not. Ultimately, the coach is responsible for getting wins. I would have liked to see him draft somebody and develop somebody before they give him the axe. But in the NFL, if you don't win relatively quick, you are out. Now, they did fire like this. They fired Frank Reich was like the 3rd week in a row where they fired somebody after a loss. So they were just kind of cleaning house, and they're like, well, we fired the OC and we fired, I think, like a defensive back coach. Now it's time to fire the head coach because we're still not winning and we stink. And they didn't even score a touchdown yesterday.
Right.
26-3, they lost to the Patriots. And that's a tough game. I mean, the Patriots, especially their defense, is good. I don't know how good the Patriots are, but their defense can really get after the quarterback, and Matthew Judon could be like a candidate for defensive MVP. Then we have probably the surprise of the day with the Bills at the Jets.
That was very unfortunate.
So
Dude, Emily got sacked 5 times.
the talk all year has been the Bills are probably going to the Super Bowl. There's a problem with the Bills that it feels like when they when it's going good, they're really good, and when it's going bad, they're really bad.
Yes.
So if they get out to a fast start, like they have a lot this year, especially like remember against Houston,
yes.
or no,
Mhm.
not Houston, Tennessee,
Tennessee.
at that Monday night game. So Josh Allen threw an interception on the opening drive, and that like sunk them from there. They couldn't do anything very well.
Yeah.
He threw another interception in the game. They lost. It's a divisional game, so you just never know. Anybody can win a divisional game, just like Detroit beat Green Bay, and that 20-17 they won, and the Jets are now 6-3. The only reason the Bills are still in first place is because they've had their bye week and they're 6-2.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. It's gonna get interesting with the Bills. I think it's very, very possible that the Chiefs will beat the Bills in the playoffs and the Bills will not go to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we have your game, Josh. Vikings at the Commanders.
Yeah.
I know you have a lot to say about it.
It's a blood boiling,
So,
nasty game.
Vikings won 20-17. They were losing at one point.
Yeah. It was
So,
really sad.
You sent a message saying that you had to say words.
I
So
think
there's
I
words.
Say
think
your
I've
words.
calmed down since then, but I
Okay.
want to say that I know that there's 11 players on a field, and I know I tweeted out 13 because
Mm-hmm.
there are 2 referees that called that play that we're going to talk about. It was the field judge and the back judge.
Okay.
Or what was it? Yeah. Field judge and back judge. Yep, that's right. The back judge was the one who sidelined a defender.
So I saw it, and the only
Oh, we got
logical
slow-mo.
explanation I could come with is that he sees the ball being thrown to the Commander's player in double coverage, and he's running away, but he's running directly into
Look at him.
into the other player.
Look at him
So-
first.
So hold on. So one thing he
I
could
haven't
have
played anything.
So one thing he could have done,
We're looking right here.
he could have ran
Right
forward. He could have not ran and just stopped.
I'm make sure there's no audio playing here. I know it's not going to play, but I'm just going to make sure it's not going to
Yeah.
play. So
But
this is in slow mo.
What I know. But this guy
Okay. 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 That is a block right there.
Was it a long pass?
Yes.
Yes.
That is a block right there.
And can you tell me? Can you explain the touchdown in this, by the way, to me? Because I don't get it.
He got touched right there, did he not?
Apparently, this is a touchdown. Apparently,
That was a touchdown. That was a touchdown
they
pass.
they called this a touchdown, and
Hey,
so there's that.
did he go
That's-
back to his glory days in fucking NFL or what?
babe? Just
I'm mad.
I know, but get to the touchdown part, okay?
No, I'm mad about that.
I'm mad about it
Because
too.
that could have been stopped right there. He was going for it. He watched the ball the entire time.
Could have been
Am
an
I-
interception. Could have been an interception.
A block at least. That's all I.
But look at this. And originally, when this is being played, they said 4 Vikings in coverage is what they said on TV.
Probably saw the white of the.
They're like,
The
oh, and they
zebra.
threw it. Oh man, 4 Vikings there. Like
Minnesota won this game, but they should have won it a lot better than
Oh yeah,
that.
a lot better than that.
Can you ring in on this?
Well, I mean, it looks really bad, and
Thank you.
It
Please,
was-
I needed your insight,
I-
and not just from a Vikings fan.
I would like to hear, because he's going to be asked, "What are you doing on this play?" I'd like to hear his explanation.
and then he's laying that.
And then he just
he's
lays
memed.
down.
He's memed right there.
Oh yeah, there's so many memes right now of him.
I'm gonna keep playing this for just one more second. I hope we don't get a strike on this, but I am seriously mad at that right there, and I don't get how they can get
I need
by.
to see, like, from the snap what he's doing.
I can show you that.
Oh, yeah,
I can
yeah,
show you
we
that
can-
right.
we
I'll
can
show
show
you
the
that
whole
right
thing.
here as well. Like
Yeah.
Alex was retweeting all this.
It was
stuff, so
it was all bullshit.
I can. I won't show it on the
Yeah.
screen here, but I'll show you.
It's all bullshit. Okay, but can you explain to me, Brett, why that's a touchdown?
Well, I gotta blow it up again.
Blow it up again.
Oh, sorry.
Because we were irate about that,
Okay,
but
so
then
he's
they
not
called it a
touched.
touchdown.
He was touched before. Right, he was touched right as he had the
didn't
ball.
Let me finish.
I'm sorry.
So, okay, right here, he has the ball. He's on the ground. He's not touched. So proceed. Okay.
Right there.
I mean, it looks like he's touched, sure. And he is not in the end zone, or at least his feet are, but the ball has not crossed the plane. Yeah, I don't see that being a touchdown either.
And they did they said like, oh, we reviewed it, and it was like in and out, like boom, like no time. All right, line it up for the field
I don't like
goal.
to call trap games, but that felt pretty
So-
trappy to me.
So
Pretty fantasy to
so
me.
I'm
Sorry,
going to tell you,
fired
or
up
I'm
a
going
little
to,
bit.
I'm going to explain why I don't think it was. Or here's a couple arguments
Right.
as to say why it wasn't. Well, first of all, they won, so that kind of takes it all out right
Yeah,
there.
but maybe they won because yeah, I love that one. Maybe they won because they're like, oh damn, we really fucked that one up. Let's just give them a flag. Because at the end, the fourth quarter, the last few minutes, we were getting
There was a
proper
couple of
flags.
flags.
We were getting proper flags. Before that, there were at least 4 obvious
Here's the
obvious
side.
pass
Here's the side,
interference and
Brett. Here
face
you go.
masks that
Here
were
you
not
go. Here
called.
you go. Here you go. Call that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can't really argue against what he was doing. Now, their problem is that nobody outside of Washington wants Washington to win because Dan Snyder has been investigated time and time again for misconduct. He actually had to. Oh, what did he do? He got accused of, or he didn't get accused, but the Washington organization was accused of like sexual harassment or
Oh
their
yeah, I heard about
treatment
this.
of
Yeah.
their treatment of women workers.
Oh my God.
And now he's saying he's hired private investigators to get dirt on all the owners in the NFL.
He
so
looks shady to me.
yes,
Just as a coach, he
Oh,
looks
yeah.
shady. You
So-
were looking at him.
I was saying that. I was like,
You're like,
man,
I don't
he
like
looks-
him.
Like
It's
he
not-
looks weird. I
he's
don't like
a-
him.
basically all the owners want him out, and
Mhm.
so the reason why they're not going to fix any games for the Commanders to win is because they want the Commanders to lose, so their pressure will be on him to sell the team. And he did come out last week and say that he's putting he is selling the team. He didn't specify whether it was a minority share or if the whole thing. Jay Glazer reported on Sunday that he's selling the whole team now.
Commanders?
Yes. So they are for sale. The price tag, did you want to know the price tag?
Yeah. Let's hear this.
$50.
Yes, just take it educated. Just take a
what
guess.
is it? What is? I don't know what what a
Okay,
franchise
so
is.
the-
What is an
the-
average football?
The
Team
most valuable sports team in America is the Dallas Cowboys at about $8 billion.
How are they worth $8 billion? Okay,
Because
Because they're America's team.
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, they
Okay, I'm gonna
they
say-
have the widest range of fans.
Fans.
I'll say
Yes.
$3 billion.
Okay, Alex.
No, I'm gonna say 900 million.
900 million.
It's under a billion?
900
Yeah.
million. Under a billion.
Yeah.
So he put the sale price of $7 billion. I don't think he's gonna get that out of
No.
it because to say $1 billion less than the Cowboys,
Hell no.
unlikely. I mean, it might be. I think the cheapest or the Cincinnati Bengals are the least valuable team in the NFL. I looked this up actually.
Okay.
They are worth $2.4 billion.
Not even a
And they're
lottery.
trying to
Okay,
sell
here's the
for
thing.
$7?
Not even a lottery winner can own an NFL
But
team right now.
That's
That's
correct.
kind of crazy.
But, and the Bengals, actually, I don't know if this is before or after their Super Bowl appearance. That could have raised their value some. But
Maybe, yeah.
I would say because Washington's a pretty big market. This is just me speculating. I have no idea, but he might get around 4 or 5.
In my opinion, they already need a rebrand.
Well,
Oh,
the
yeah,
one
they do.
problem with, and could be something difficult to try to sell the team, is that the FedEx Field where they play is a shithole.
It is garbage.
Yes,
Oh my god.
and it
That's
has
where they were
been for
playing, by
years.
the way.
There's
It
actually
looks horrible.
there's actually Jason Lockenfora who reports.
I've
for
never heard you say
CBS.
anything about anything like that ever.
What?
You're
That is
usually
a field
usually
looks
more
like-
tame
You're
about.
like, that field is a shithole.
You're usually more tame about your opinions on things like
So
that. But
Jason Lockenfora, who
they probably have the
reports
P
the
troughs.
NFL, they might, but he said there's actual raw sewage like leaking on people.
I said it, P troughs, and that's even bad. That's even worse.
So they've been, and that's the thing. Like Dan Snyder's trying to get public money to build a new stadium, but there's not been a lot of support because they don't like Dan Snyder.
So what they need to do is sell it for $990 million or $999 million, and then the rest of the money that they have that they saved up to buy a $7 billion team, just tear down the stadium, make a new one.
Well, they could do that. These owners, I don't think they pay for these stadiums themselves.
They're gonna need to.
They get grants and stuff. And
Well, no, Falcon Stadium, that's privately owned.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know
They
really
have
how
cheap
it
as
works.
shit. Freaking.
You have to get land,
Yeah.
and then you have to.
Oh, they have the land. I'm saying just bulldoze the shit and rebuild it.
I
don't
know
who
that the Falcon
owns
Stadium has
land.
the cheapest food options there too. Like
Sure.
like you can go there.
The problem with
and it's
doing that,
affordable.
Alex, is that you have to
Substitute a
be able
field.
to play somewhere. Then, like
Yeah.
I do remember when they were renovating Soldier Field back in like the early 2000s, the Bears were playing in Champaign, Illinois, at a college stadium.
Let's talk about Minnesota.
I'm gonna
They had
say
to
Minnesota,
move.
we
They
had-
moved cities.
We
Exactly.
had to do.
They moved states.
3?
They played in Soldier Field. And They
Yeah.
also played in Ford Field.
A
And then
lot
they eventually
of-
went to their college
A
field.
lot of stadiums are not in the cities of which their teams represent.
Well, you know what I mean. Like they even left their state to play.
Sure. But
Well,
I
they
mean,
had to. I mean, we
like-
kind of had a huge snowstorm that just, blew the
Dropped
roof off.
dropped the ceiling in. A lot of the 49ers don't play in San Francisco. They're in Santa Clara, I think.
Yeah, you
Um,
know, Patrick and Brian bring this up every time when they bring up their teams and their home teams and all that stuff. It's like, well, Patrick's home team has moved how many times in the past 20, 30 years?
LA to Oakland, Oakland to LA, and then back to Oakland, and then to Las Vegas. So yeah, it's happened a few.
Didn't it
times.
go to LA again before Vegas?
I think they went. Well, they went LA, Oakland, LA, Las Vegas. I'm pretty sure.
It was at least 4 moves.
Yes,
Could be
And
more.
He could tell us.
He probably
that
will.
we're
He's
wrong.
like,
He's
I
got it
know.
up in his trivia. Boom. Moving on.
I
We were stuck
actually,
on that.
I actually picked
I
the
apologize.
Commander. Back to the game. I
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
picked the
yeah.
Commanders because they
Really?
had won 3 in a row,
Mhm.
and I said last week Taylor Heineke can win with that team.
He was doing moves with that pass. You saw he was able to get his arm
Sure,
moved. He was
sure.
able to get his target if he had another player on the field.
The bad news about this game is that I think the Vikings were exposed here, and their record is better than they are.
Mm.
And when they play somebody good, it could not go well. So we'll find out when they play Dallas. That the game you'll be at.
I'm worried about Buffalo and I'm worried about Dallas.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
we're gonna be live watching this, but it's gonna be a home game for Dallas. That's
Yeah.
gonna be a good thing. So
honestly, we would have.
and
scored.
they'll have more energy for the. For
I-
that to be
I
a
feel
home
like
game.
we
Game for
would
the
have-
Vikings versus Dallas. I got you.
all of the flags that should have been called, and we were watching. We were trying not to be biased. We were watching
I
both
think
sides.
we're a little angry.
All of the flags that should have been called that would have gotten us way more downfield and not so many punts.
Yeah, I don't know.
There is one other thing.
Yeah,
Refs have interfered before,
I know they have.
and then most of the time they don't redo it. It's just, oh crap, he got in the way. Next play.
I think they need to do something.
They need to analyze
Honestly,
this whole
I'm
game.
surprised that they don't get in the way more often.
What would you expect them to call though? Like a redo of the play?
Probably?
Ten
That's
yards
what
back.
it should be. Is a
It-
redo of the play.
It's
Yes,
an interference,
but-
right? If an animal's on the field, they stop the play.
Yeah, there's a
True.
striker on the field. They stop the play.
But they're doing a job,
I
and
know.
it's part of their job to get out of the way. Clearly, he didn't, and there's going to be repercussions for that. I'm sure.
I hope
We'll never
there's
know
something.
because they handle all that internally, and they don't release the.
I think that's going
results
to
to
be
the
different
press.
with the XFL. XFL is going to be very open here. And did you hear that they announced all their teams and stuff? As if it matters, but
I did.
they're all southern states.
Either way, 7-1, Skull.
Moving on, Seahawks at the Cardinals. Seahawks are going to win this division. They won 31-21.
Oh God, how are they doing what they're doing?
The next coach to be fired is probably Cliff Kingsbury.
Jesus,
Let's just go down the list of which coaches we feel need to be fired.
He could
We're
lose,
sounding like Vince
or he
McMahon.
could be fired before the end of the year. But the Seahawks are just cranking right along.
right? I don't get it. Geno Smith, crazy. He's doing work. He wasn't good. He played last year, right?
No,
No?
he's been a backup for years.
This
and
is
years
his
and
first
years.
start.
Yes.
He's doing great.
It may not be his first start, but it's the first time he's been listed as the starter.
That's what I mean.
As like a regular starter.
Regular starter.
Rams at Bucks. I didn't watch any of this game, but apparently Tom Brady was really, really bad until the last drive.
And then he hugged it out.
Yes, basically.
And they won, so the Bucks are. It was 16-13, not an
Mhm.
interesting game.
No.
Bucks are 4-5. Rams will not make the playoffs. They are 3-5.
So where's
They're
that
the Super Bowl
decided? When's
champs.
that? Where's that decided at?
Well,
Playoff
you
chance.
have it. All depends on your division
Mhm.
and who's got wins and losses. There's a mathematical formation.
Well, Minnesota's beat everybody in the
formula.
NFC North, so I think they're fine right now.
Well, they are, and the fact that they're 7-1 and everybody else is under 500, they're fine.
they're
But
fine.
They
They
can't
clinched
actually clinch
at least wild
until
card.
a certain point, and it's different for every team based on wins and losses in the division.
Okay.
Who's our
What?
Are we by
What?
Pardon?
Minnesota? Is this our bye week, or did we already have it?
We already had
We
one.
already had it.
Yeah.
So who do we face this week?
Buffalo.
Bills.
Oh, it is. Oh, it's Bills.
It's in
Huh.
Buffalo.
That's not good because the Bills are looking to respond from a bad
Rebound.
game.
And I think Vikings need a loss.
Well, that's the thing. They're gonna lose eventually.
They will.
and they probably
Are the
would have
Eagles
been,
gonna lose eventually?
Yes, because they're not going to go undefeated. The Vikings would have been better off losing to the Commanders so that they could rebound and be good against the Bills.
But if Cousins, if they pull it off and Vikings are 8-1 on the next show,
That'll be
I'm
cool.
gonna be freaking
Yeah,
amazed.
that'll be cool, and I think they'll have silenced some critics like me because I need to see them beat somebody good.
I agree.
You know.
I agree.
Then last night's game, I was really frustrated with this game.
Okay.
So
That's
at
the Chiefs and Titans.
game time decision to hold out Ryan Tannehill, and Malik Willis gets the start. And I chose to start Ryan Tannehill, and as I'm watching the pregame show, he's out. I'm like, crap, I had to scramble. Only quarterback available, Malik Willis.
Oh.
And that sucked. I mean, I was going to lose anyway, I knew, but
80 yards.
80 yards passed. Last
Oh,
week, he
yeah.
only threw the ball like 10 times. So here's the thing. You're going against the Chiefs at Arrowhead, and
That's
you
bad.
know that Derrick Henry is going to have to do most of the offensive work, and he did most of the offensive work. Now, the one thing the Chiefs had going for them, or the Titans, I'm sorry, is that they usually beat the Chiefs. They've won
They do
4
pretty
out of
well.
5 games or something.
Henry did 115 yards, 17 carries, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So
The Chiefs couldn't do anything. Like for the first 3 quarters, they couldn't score. They couldn't do
Right.
nothing, and the Titans were leading the whole way.
and when they did score, they couldn't make the field goal.
Yes,
What was
Harrison
going on,
Butker. He missed an extra
two
point
extra
and a
That's all we
field goal.
needed to say. It's like, so I'm sitting on the couch and it's Butker's like, I think first or second field goal. No, second. It was his second field goal, which is what he missed. And I'm sitting there and I was
You're
playing
like,
with
"Oh, it's gonna
Pixel, and Josh goes, "Why aren't you watching?" I'm like, "Oh, because it's Butker. Of course he's gonna make it. He's like the best in the league." And then it was
This
like,
is-
as I said that, it went to the left. And it was like,
Both of our jobs were like,
I went,
He's not the best. Justin Tucker's the
well,
best.
okay,
Right, but he's-
Tucker is the best, but he's
Daniel
second best.
Carlson's probably second best because he has not missed a field goal yet this year.
Oh well, then
I gotta see how good
usually
Joseph is.
usually
Haters.
Tucker and Butker are the.
Greg Joseph
those
is
are the
doing,
two top.
he's doing pretty
But I
good.
looked at my fantasy. I was like, "Why the hell you're getting me 2 points?" I'm like, Butker, you can. He usually gives me double digits.
So
What the
going
hell?
into the fourth quarter, it's still close, and the Chiefs are starting to roll, and they tie it up.
Right.
And even Chris Collinsworth, I know you don't like him, but he said, you know,
Oh,
as the Titans got the ball back to go win the game,
yeah.
you know, you gotta find out what Malik Willis can do right here. And Mike Tirico's like, right now, he's
Hmm?
like, yeah, you got to know if he can throw or not. And he did not. He could not do it. I don't know, you know, what kind of play calls they did, but it was not good. He did not look good. They went to overtime. I think the Chiefs got the ball first. They went 3 and out, punted away, and they tried again, and he couldn't do jack. Chiefs got the ball back, got down far enough, and kicked the field goal. So.
I don't like it when games end that way. You know,
Yeah.
where it's
Still,
just like,
it's a wave.
They
It's
had
like
they
winning,
both had
though.
a chance,
I know.
which is all you can really hope for in overtime.
right.
But I knew when the Chiefs went on that drive in the fourth quarter, I'm like, they're going to win this game because either Malik Willis can't do it or they're not making the plays or calling the plays to give him the opportunity to do it. He's
Mhm.
got to be able to go down the field in under 3 minutes and score, and he couldn't. He couldn't move the ball at all on the. They did some run pass options, and he scrambled a few times for first downs, but he couldn't throw a pass to save his life.
We have a
and complete a
comment.
pass, I
We have a
should say.
comment here
Go ahead.
from Patrick. Said, "So sad the Raiders have not fired Josh McDaniels. It's not going to happen
Well,
now."
it could happen. It's very unlikely that will happen during the season if they
Haven't
just
yet.
lose the rest.
If they lose to the Colts,
I don't know. It's so
a
so
home
hard
game.
to say. If they continue to lose and they get into like late December and they still lose, he could be fired
I need to see the
before the season's over. It's really hard to say.
So Raiders are 2-6.
Yeah.
Oof. Colts are 3-5. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting matchup there. It's crazy. It's crazy to me like these
I tell you what, though, the
Scores.
first window there was six teams on bye week this week.
Yeah.
So the first window was only 7 games, and 6 of them were 1-score games.
Mm-hmm. It was very low for a while. I turned to Alex like, this is all very low.
Yeah.
I think
It's very
pretty boring.
very low, but very tight.
I
It
said,
was-
and as soon as I said that, I think I messaged Patrick, and he's like, "Oh, my Raiders are up this," and I was like, "They better be," and then they lost.
Even as I go down the list, Seahawks, Cardinals, and Colts, Patriots, and Panthers, Bengals are the only games that were more than 1-score games.
Mhm.
So, I mean, that's what you like. Eagles and Texans, but that was Thursday.
Right.
That's what you like to see. Even with that, none of them were terribly exciting at the end. So
Mhm.
it just kept your attention. all the way
Minnesota's
to
came
the
down
end
to the
there.
wire for us.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It
that's-
did.
That's
They
just
did.
us being at that tension level of us. Like, if we lose this game due to this issue, then I'm gonna be really
Yeah.
upset. But I'm already mad in general.
Tonight we have the Ravens at the Saints. I actually picked the Saints to win this because they won
Who did
big
I
last
pick?
week, and I think they might be rolling because of that. They won
I picked Baltimore.
24-0.
I got 6 points on this one, so I kind of need it.
What did you pick?
I think I picked Baltimore.
she did.
We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
I don't know if I put that many points on it though. I don't think I did.
I don't think you did either. We haven't gotten to the other stuff of the show here. We just stuck on NFL.
Hey,
this
it's been a great week
this
of.
was an NFL
of-
episode.
yeah.
I
Man.
got a quick story.
Okay.
As I was leaving work Saturday night, and I don't work in a shady part of town, I would say, but
No.
after
Dude, I lived right down the street growing up there. for
right,
like
but late at
2-3
night
years.
there can be some shady things happening.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I'm
look
walking
at
to
what
my
a
car.
apartment complex you're right by. So yeah.
Right. I'm walking to my car, and there's this guy walking down the sidewalk, and he's got some kind of portable loudspeaker / karaoke machine with a speaker, but he's singing "The Middle" by Jimmy Eat World.
Wow.
He's just walking down the street singing. I'm like,
I mean, that's
what
a
the
good
hell
song,
is
man.
going on here?
But that's not something you would normally see in the. I wouldn't say the ghetto, but like the.
In
it
that
was
area.
just kind of rare. Yeah, it was just. I'm like, okay. well,
I'm
more
right
power
next
to
to
you,
a
man.
college where I work, and we get beggars. I actually
Oh,
had my
yeah.
first one last week where a guy was like talking to me. I was like, I'm just gonna ignore him and walk right to my car. But at 5 o'clock, I am out the door because I have a 2-hour drive, so I am not
Mhm.
hanging around. I'm not talking to anybody unless it's absolutely dire. But that's kind of just the way it goes with living that far away. Playing and watching.
Yeah, I got quite a bit here.
Yeah. Alex and I are gonna dive into talking about Call of Duty here in a minute, but you can talk about what you got, Brett.
I watched a lot of movies.
Yeah, we've been doing that too. We got Disney Plus for the month. We got a deal for it for $3. So we're gonna go through Phase 4 of Marvel.
I watched. First, I watched Ambulance, which was that Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they could
Was
have
it-
named it something else.
They could've.
Was it okay?
It was okay. It wasn't great.
Okay.
I'll tell you one thing about Michael Bay, who directed it. He can direct some action movies.
Yeah.
A lot of the action sequences were great. The story itself was iffy. Jake Gyllenhaal his character was so annoying. I wanted to punch him, but
I have a funny
it
story
was fine.
about Michael Bay.
Go ahead.
The Armageddon commentary. Ben Affleck says directly on there. He talked to Michael Bay about, hey, wouldn't it actually be cheaper for astronauts to actually learn how to oil drill than the other way around? And Michael Bay told him to shut the fuck up.
Well,
Because it's true. It actually would be more
That
cost
is-
and faster.
that is addressed in the movie.
I mean-
That was the original plan.
It was the plot, but it is actually so true that astronauts they'd understand drilling before.
I don't think
before the other
they,
way around, man.
I don't think
It's true.
Yeah, but they wanted the skill
in
of the
terms
drillers.
of movie plot. I don't think they cared what it cost.
Right.
They're sending up two shuttles. That's
That yeah.
They're setting
millions
up
and
2
millions of
shuttles to
dollars.
save the world. There's
Oh,
no
no, no,
money.
hey,
It
actually,
doesn't. It
I
doesn't.
don't
Money
know if
doesn't
I
matter.
don't know if he said cost, but it might have just been like a better. It actually would have been a better scenario because in general, astronauts would understand
how to drill.
the logistics of this.
The,
Yes, but
uh,
listen to what I just
so
said. You
much
might
better.
understand it, but they went and they got the best team
that
to
was
do the job.
I
that
know.
was
That's why
addressed
Michael Bay
in
told
the
him to shut the
dialogue.
fuck up.
It was
Like, I want these guys specifically.
Bruce Willis actually has a line of dialogue telling Billy Bob why it's got to be him.
Right.
You know?
Because they know what they're doing as far as
Yes.
the drilling goes, and that's where it's
Other
important.
astronauts would have been like, "Screw this," or I mean, you don't know.
Okay,
but
okay. But
What do we do?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, and
So-
they wanted Harry to train the astronauts how to drill,
yeah.
and they had 11 days to prep them.
Something
you
like
know?
that. Yeah.
We have
So
18 days.
anyway,
18 days.
I
18
watched
days.
Equalizer 1 and 2, which was Denzel.
I've seen one.
Um,
Equalizer 2 is Denzel's first sequel.
Is it?
Name a sequel he's been in.
Well, I couldn't just like that, but that was pretty good. I liked it. I thought the first one was
Now
a
I'm
little
really
bit
trying to
better.
think. I'm pretty certain that statement's true.
John Q 2.
The Q-ear.
The Q.
I watched Homefront with Jason Statham and James Franco.
Isn't that a remake?
I don't know.
No. I'm thinking of it has no, it might be Homefront. I don't know.
Now I do have a story about Equalizer 1 and 2.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Or I guess it happened in 2. So I watched Equalizer 1, and he's got his friend from the CIA, the woman and her husband.
Yeah.
Do you know the husband?
I don't remember the movie very.
Okay, so I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm like, oh wait, I know that guy. I'm like, oh, it's Bill Pullman.
Oh my gosh, Bill
I
Pullman.
was like, oh, that's cool. So then the second one comes around, and that character is back, the woman.
Yep.
And I'm like, I feel I should know this woman. And before looking it up, I'm like, I wonder if that's Melissa Leo. And I looked it up, and it's Melissa Leo.
You are
how the
you're the
hell
walking
do I do
IMDb.
that?
You're back. You're doing it again.
Unbelievable. I'm like, my brain knows stuff my consciousness doesn't.
So yes, it Equalizer 2 was Denzel's first and only sequel as of today.
Wow.
How crazy is that? He's never done
He's
sequels.
too good to do it.
Well, every single movie he's in, he either dies or it's just too good it can't be sequeled.
Well, and you're not gonna have sequel. Remember the Titans, or
Because I remember the Titans ends really poor. Actual true story ends really badly. He does get fired.
yeah, and like Man
Even though
on
he won.
Fire, he dies.
Yeah, I remember Man on Fire.
Those are just two that I thought of.
What's the one?
John Q.
No, he doesn't die in John Q.
He doesn't, but
But that's a really good movie.
He gets arrested.
What is the one where he gets shot and he just like, we watched it for the movie club.
Is it Man on Fire?
No. The one where he's the drug dealer as well.
Training Day.
Training
Training
Day.
Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He dies in that one.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyways,
That's all that I watched.
as far as us going, as I said, we're going through Phase
4.
4, and we started off with Infinity War and Endgame because I wanted to be
We
like
got to watch it in.
IMAX. And Disney
IMAX.
Plus, they have the IMAX version, so
Yeah.
it's like full screen. It's actually, you see so much more.
Yeah, it's nice.
You see so much more. It's so much better. I think they just need to film all superhero movies this way because there's so much more screen, and you can go into the environment a lot better. But we're also starting up WandaVision, so we're like more than
We're like
halfway through the
yeah, more than
season
halfway through
series.
the episodes are only like 20-30 minutes
I thought
long.
you didn't care about Phase 4.
I want to. Oh, I have it
We're-
for. I have Disney Plus for a month. What am I doing?
We're just deciding, hey, let's just go through it and see if we like
Can get it.
care
Yeah.
about any of the newer stuff that
There's
comes
like
out.
2 characters I care about the MCU right now. I mean, Spider-Man's kind of out now. Spoiler alert for No Way Home.
for right now.
But Wanda and Doctor Strange. Those are the
Yeah.
only 2 characters I care about. I don't care about really anybody else, really.
Mhm.
But we'll see if we wind up caring about them by watching the rest of the stuff in Phase 4.
We'll see.
So tell me about Call of Duty.
Yes, we do need to talk about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
I almost don't want to.
Did you see the news today? Like
No.
it's made more money than any Call of Duty ever.
Doesn't fucking
It's
deserve
because
it.
the game is $100 or
That's
$70.
what I always laugh about. It's like all these, like in my Xbox group, all these people complain about Call of Duty. Yeah, it always sells
It's
so
$10
much.
to $40 more than it ever has been already. So if you're going to be next gen anyway, so
You can get it on sale at some point. I mean, not by much. They don't discount
Activision
much.
does not do
Yeah,
that
they don't
much.
really
And
do
if it
that
is, it's like a 2-year-old title, and it'll go down maybe to $30. But anyways, so Alex, I already had this opinion of Modern Warfare 2, and I had it strongly last week. To the point where you didn't want to, like, you went in on Fridays just like, hey, let's just go in with a zero open mind, and that's what I did. I wanted to go in
A
with
zero open mind.
like just a blank mind, blank
okay.
slate. I'm like, this is how it's gonna go. Like, we're gonna do 2 nights in a row of Modern Warfare 2. Night 1 was fun. Night 2 was bad. The only reason why night 1 was fun is because I think you were really trying to make it fun.
I was trying to make it fun.
Now
yes.
talk about this because
It's very
this is your
difficult to
opinion, too.
pinpoint certain things unless I just get done playing. Because I mean, if I could have just recorded the conversation I had with you after Saturday night, it would have.
I know some of the stuff you said. If you want me to repeat it,
Sure.
you said the game looks dirty.
It does. It doesn't look clean at all. It looks. It's very difficult to say.
Looks like
it looks
this
roughed.
dust on your screen.
Yeah,
everywhere.
it looks roughed up. Like it doesn't look clean
adds
at
to
all.
realism, because
I
if you're in the
get it.
desert, you got sand blowing in your face.
I
if you
know,
wanna
but
go
it
that way.
doesn't. That's.
But that's being the
It makes it look like an older game.
true.
Is what I'm trying to say. Like it doesn't look new. It looks older.
Okay, gun progression. You did not like this.
That's probably one of my biggest gripes about it is the whole gun progression and
They
the
changed
leveling
it, and
up
they made it
is
a whole different way.
stupid. It's
Yeah.
very stupid. You can't figure like it takes you forever to figure out. Okay, well, originally you think I want to upgrade my assault rifles because I'm an assault rifle kind of girl, and I do the assault rifle. You start off with an M4. Well, here's the thing: is generally in any other Call of Duty game, I feel like with the skill that I have, usually they're like, okay, no attachments or no nothing until level 5. Like, okay, fine, whatever.
You get there quick.
You get there quick, usually.
Not on this one.
Not on this one. It
No.
feels like a freaking grind. Like just, and every gun has like 20 levels or something. And
To get to the next portion
to get
of
to
the
the
gun,
next portion
which
of the
are
gun.
like 4 or 5 other portions, and
So-
leveling those up. So
but
this,
in
Brett, you
order
can already
to-
understand our
in order
frustration
to
at
get
this
to
point.
the, it's like it's a basically a tree scale.
It's a skill tree for
It's
each
a
gun.
skill tree for each one. And basically what you have to do is I leveled up my M4 to the max, which takes me to the next gun, which I don't even care about. But I have to level that one up all the way to 20 to get to the gun that I want.
Mhm.
Maybe they're trying to level the playing field, make everybody use the same guns.
This is what I told Josh, is not everybody is good at like the M4. And some people are really good at the M4. Like that's why all the other times, like all the other ways that they've done the guns, I feel like is nice because it makes people like me go, you know, if I have to take 20 hours of leveling up guns that I don't like, then you're going to lose me.
Sure.
Because it's not enjoyable.
Now, Alex has played how much? Almost 9 hours.
Almost 9 hours of just like multiplayer. Like I've not done anything else. And for me, that's 3 full streams of content.
Yeah.
And
I think it's enough to get an opinion.
it's enough to give me a starting opinion.
Mhm.
And there are some, I am biased a little bit because generally my game right now, or my game type, is hardcore team deathmatch.
Yes.
And
They don't have it.
they don't have it out right now.
Comes out
So
the
it's just
middle of this month.
regular team deathmatch.
So
right
season
now.
1 for this game hasn't even started. So you're not leveling up any progression on any passes or anything that's unlockable other than the guns, which is fine.
There's literally
That's
like I feel like
normal.
I'm grinding like I did on Sea of Thieves,
Yeah.
and you grind all these
You get
hours
A
in.
little bit.
It does nothing.
Right. And then I lost my train of thought. The maps are like already boring. There's like 2 good maps.
There's
There's
the
the raceway
speed,
one
yeah,
is
the
real good.
the raceway map, and like there was one other map that I liked.
I don't remember its name.
It's the one like the sand duney one.
yeah.
I don't know what it's called.
Are you in the minority in your squad, or because
I feel like we're split.
We know Brig loves it.
He loves it to death.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll defend it to the
I
end
feel
of the day.
like we're split.
Quentin's saying something. What did he say?
He's saying, personally, I prefer this method. The attachments you unlock work across all other weapon platforms versus grinding a new gun for the same attachments. He also says, old way was 50 to 70 weapons levels and level them up versus 20 or so today. So
That's
So
true,
Quentin
but
is pro.
he's I know
because
Quentin and
there's
Brig
other
really are
guns,
enjoying
and he's
it.
always loved any Call of Duty title for the most part.
Yeah. I'm just kind of picking it apart, and I don't know. And it could just be because I've always been a fan of the Black Ops series, and I've always kind of made myself really like Modern Warfare series.
But the other series that comes out, which is like Vanguard and
Cold War? No, that was Black Ops.
It came out World War II.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
Like that's the in betweens.
Yeah, those little ones like that. I also did not like Advanced Warfare at all, like at all.
Infinite Warfare,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
No.
So that was
No,
the
but
in between.
no, Black Ops is like the way that they've made those games and the gameplay and everything is what I'm attracted to.
It's
and
faster.
I feel like
gameplay,
I
I'd
am
say.
like if you were to put it in an attraction category, Black Ops is like my oh my god, you're so freaking hot, you're an 11 out of 10, and then Modern Warfare is you know what, give me a few drinks and you might be a 5.
Is it the ugly sister that comes to that tags along?
It's I don't know. It's nothing is grabbing me about it, and I wanted a game to fill the void of just
first person shooters.
Yeah, first person shooters, because I feel like it's at where Halo Infinite was at, where Halo Infinite is a beautiful game, and they had so much going for it, and it just
We're gonna have 2 years till the next Treyarch game. And we know it's gonna be a Black Ops title.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about that.
I know.
So
but
2024 can't come any faster.
I'm not gonna stop playing Modern Warfare 2
No, we're not
right
gonna
now.
stop.
It's more like I'm realizing I have to I feel Saturday night stream, I was sitting there going, all right, let me try a different gun. Okay, let me try a different attachment. Okay, let me try a different map. Okay, let me try something else. And like nothing was making me feel satisfied.
You did have a really good final kill.
I mean, I mean, some of the perks are fun. Like, I had a really fun like
self-revive.
Yeah, I self-revived when this guy didn't know I was self-reviving, and I got the final kill because he quote unquote killed me, but didn't know he didn't.
Knocked you down.
He knocked me down. I self-revived, and he turned around and was like, "Boop!" Just shot him, and we won. So
he said, also, this is the first 2-year COD, so it'll be a minute till Treyarch gets their turn, which is what I was saying. Like, Black Ops won't be out till 2024. Yes.
I'm definitely more of a fan.
I want to go along with that. There is a notification that just came out about Call of Duty. It will be getting premium release in 2023, which means there's probably going to be a Modern Warfare 2 expansion coming out next year. So think about a big update next fall. I
feel like for how much money,
maybe it's good.
They we paid $100 for this.
Let's make it last 2 years.
And I feel like for $100, this doesn't feel like $100 game.
Hold on.
True.
It's not. It's a
$70
game that you paid $100 for the Vault, was it?
Mm-hmm. Vault.
Which it doesn't even work. It was literally it. I mean, I guess. I mean,
what did Quentin say?
He's saying that Modern Warfare has been historically more sweaty and Black Ops has been more casual, which I disagree, because Black Ops has become a little bit more. Well, the hardcore is what we are basing this off of, so it's a little different with the team.
Well,
deathmatch
I like
style.
going back to team deathmatch on Black Ops.
We probably
fine.
will never go.
It's
there
fine,
again.
and it's a little bit more challenging because it takes more skill to sit there and
The skill difference is in the score streaks versus kill streaks.
Yeah,
Modern Warfare, you have to be building up your kills in order to get good stuff.
that's true. Yeah,
Black Ops, your score continuously builds.
Yeah.
But that also builds into the ability to get those kill streaks, because you have to be good at it too to build up to that score, which you can do just fine.
I don't know. It's just it's not about being like good or bad at the game right
True.
now. For me, it's just trying to enjoy
it's true enjoyment.
Because even when we would play Call of Duty, like any Black Ops,
yeah,
I would, whether or not we were having like dying and getting defeated and losing and stuff, I was still like having fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I just don't feel like I'm really having fun.
Yeah.
The only time, and I even said this on my stream last night, the only time Saturday night, which is when we were playing Modern Warfare 2, the only time I was legit having fun was our very last game. We decided to just fuck around and
that was fun.
Go into the kitchen.
We were in the kitchen. That's right. We found the pineapples.
We did. We went into the kitchen, like me and Brian and Josh and Patrick.
We were all
into the kitchen and just started shooting things, and anybody that came into our kitchen we killed.
Yeah.
So it was just
my kitchen.
I don't know, we made it fun that way, but it was just
there was also one more
know.
response on Modern Warfare 2 saying from Quentin saying that you can also swap between score streaks and kill streaks. Yes, but the score streaks don't carry over after you die. So Black Ops does. Score streaks and when you die.
Yeah.
So
God of War Ragnarok is Wednesday.
Yeah, you gonna play it?
I don't know when I'm gonna get it.
You did say you're not gonna get it right away for some reason.
IGN gave it a 10, which take that for
that doesn't
what it
surprise
is.
me. Doesn't surprise me.
Metacritic has it at 94%.
It's gonna get
They
roughly a 9.
They gave
for
the
most
first
people.
one a 10, I'm pretty sure.
So that's a Metacritic is based off of all reviews put together. So
Right.
that's really interesting that Metacritic had it as a 10 for first one.
Well, no, IGN had it.
Oh, sorry.
IGN had it as a 10 for the first one and this one.
Okay.
And then Metacritic has Ragnarok at 94%.
Yeah.
The movie club. Yeah.
We have to touch that, and then there's a few more other things we have to talk about too. So the movie club this week, by the way, guys, is American Psycho, and this was my choice. This movie came out in 2000, and this. Wait a second. Let me open it.
Are you okay?
I didn't change to the. I was about to read last week's.
Wrong
I was
one.
like, this is not about aliens.
I mean, it could be. You could try.
Oh, I was like, ugh.
Nope.
Okay. Let's just go with the. Let's go with this one. Patrick Bateman is handsome, well-educated, and intelligent. He is 27 and living his own American dream. He works by day on Wall Street, earning a fortune. To complement this one, he was what? To complement the one he what? I'm not going to read that. A wealthy New York City investment banker executive Patrick Bateman hides his alternative psychopathic ego from his coworkers and friends as he delves deeper into his violent hedonistic fantasies. Starring whole bunch of people, but I know Christian Bale, Josh Lucas is in this, Reese Witherspoon, Matt Ross, Jared Leto, Willem Dafoe. There's a lot of good people, a lot of good actors. Brett, what'd you think of this movie?
I didn't like it.
I didn't think you would.
No, I thought Bro would actually enjoy this.
I didn't think you would. I'm watching this a second time through. I didn't think you would.
Oh.
What didn't you like about it? What?
He's a total douche, and then him and his executive douchey friends when they're like, especially when they were comparing their business cards and like they, who can get a dinner reservation. That just bugged me. I want to punch him all in the face.
I think that's the point, though.
No, it totally is.
Yeah,
totally.
You need to see what that side of like
Wall
the
Street
rich.
was. This was the late
Superficial.
80s.
Well, they're like,
Late
oh,
80s.
speaking of a deal, only $5.70.
Will you quiet down over there? I'm trying to do drugs.
That was funny.
That was actually really
That was
funny. Fuck you.
No, it is. You just see a sweaty Christian Bale on screen for most of the movie, pretty much, is what you're seeing.
Oh,
and
and then
a
I
naked
was-
Christian.
a naked
I was
Christian
really
Bale.
confused when he starts shooting everybody, and then I actually, when it was over, I watched a thing on YouTube about it being explained to me. I'm like,
Mhm.
because I'm like, oh, so he's not actually killing these people.
He
In
And what
his
I
mind.
found
Psychotic.
interesting in this thing I watched is that the director didn't want it to be so cut and clear that he's probably
True.
imagining it.
Yes.
And she's like, I just wanted to leave it kind of open to your own interpretation. Even the author of the book said that he didn't think it'd be a good movie because of that reason, that when you see it visually, you automatically jump to a conclusion. And
Yeah,
it's supposed to be left to your own thoughts.
there's a lot of stuff about this movie, but I'm pretty certain I read or watched somewhere about the different scenes between Christian Bale and Willem Dafoe. Every single time you see them, they shot those scenes multiple different times of Willem Dafoe being suspicious of him, being not suspicious of him, and being clueless, in like different forms. And they cut all those together. So you see different forms of Willem Dafoe
okay.
looking at him, like talking like he might
Sure,
be
sure,
suspicious
sure.
of Patrick Bateman. But I'm pretty certain it was this movie. I can't find it in the facts right now, but there's a lot of information about, this movie was based off of a book too. So not a lot of people knew that. Like
I just said that.
Did I say it already?
Well, it said that the author had said that it wouldn't make a good movie
Yeah.
because of
yeah.
the
Sorry.
implied things.
Yeah, a lot of the things that like it took a lot of work for
I
them.
feel like it would be a
to-
confusing book, but I feel like it would also be a very intense.
kind of like Memento.
Yeah, I feel like it would
And
be.
you
I
haven't seen Memento.
feel like it would be a very intense.
I don't think
book.
now that you're saying you don't like this movie, I don't think you'd like Memento
I no he
because
would,
that would be unfollowable for him.
no he would not like Memento.
That Memento is it's basically a timeline movie.
It is, yeah. He would not like that. No,
You would not like that. Alex, rewatching this movie again, what did you think of it?
I liked it more.
You liked it more, me too.
Really? Like the first time we watched, to be honest, I honestly didn't want to watch it. I was like, oh man, I remember this really messing
Yeah.
with my head and my stomach.
Mhm.
And I was really nervous about putting it back on because I feel like I sat on it a while.
Yeah, we didn't
Like,
watch
it-
this.
I feel
in
like
a
it just,
long
like,
time.
It messed with me a little bit the first time.
Didn't know he killed a dog.
Well,
Yeah, that
I
was
didn't know that
bad.
either. And it just.
He almost killed a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Said he killed a human.
Yeah.
Or did he?
Oh,
Or-
true.
or
Yeah.
did he?
All that.
So yeah, for some reason, like with this movie, I actually was like really, and I think it was just because the first time you're not really sure what's going on, and then I
Yeah,
already
exactly.
knew how, not necessarily how it ended, but like I already had seen it, so I knew what to expect. But it's been like nearly a decade.
His
since
lawyer
we've
threw
seen
me
it.
off the second time through. I was like, wait a minute, I thought he wasn't, but then he's
Like,
like,
there's a lot of name calling. Like
he calls him a different name entirely.
it's all just a little confusing still, but I really appreciated, I feel like, this time around as like a really good
I think it's because we've watched enough behind
thriller
the scenes.
psycho.
True.
I
Like,
didn't realize it was a 2000. I thought it was older than that.
It looks older.
yeah,
I think
I
the way
think it's just
shot
because
and everything did so
it's
well.
supposedly happening in the 80s. The late
Yes,
80s.
in the
yeah,
80s.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought Christian Bale, honestly, like, I'm not a fan of him.
What?
No, I've never really been a fan of
You
Christian
didn't like
Bale.
him on Batman? You didn't like Terminator Salvation?
Like, all right, him as Batman, like in the suit, fine. Him as Bruce Wayne,
Wow.
Meh.
Well, Christian Bale is
Surprised.
kind of like himself is kind of a dick.
yeah.
He
Like,
is.
he just looks like an arrogant asshole.
He method acted for this
So,
movie.
Oh, I'm
He-
sure.
He did
Yeah.
all the stuff, all the morning routines. He did that daily.
oh, I'm sure. Yeah, to get in a character.
Oh, there's a difference between getting in character and being
Living
a
it.
real
No,
dick
but
about
yeah,
it.
yeah. But no. I feel like he did a really good job, and it really freaks
He was
you.
Gore.
He really freaks you out.
No, it was
Thor, Love and Thunder. He was Gore the Butcher.
Yeah.
He was great.
Yes, he was amazing with
good as-
that
he's a
acting,
good villain.
and
I think he's a
I
good
gave
villain.
him like 10 out of 10 as far as acting and stuff in and very scary, believable villain, like one of the best villains played in MCU in my opinion. But in this movie,
Yeah, he was good.
I really enjoyed how realistic he was.
yeah.
Like I don't know how else to kind
He
of
really
describe it.
portrayed his character pretty well. I'd say for what Christian Bale does as an actor is he definitely gets into the role.
He really portrayed a psychopath. Like when he was imagining or whatever you want to, however you want to
He
interpret
just
the
wanted
movie.
to take some pictures.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
That's a quote from the Dahmer series.
But no, just like even that first kill of Jared Leto, his
I
character.
didn't realize that was him until I went back and looked at it.
Do you like Huey Lewis in the news?
That
Like
one is-
whenever I know when he does like the.
that was
like,
funny.
I know, but
it's purposely comedic to make him more like in
He's-
the groove of
he's
it.
he's psycho.
He's American Psycho. You know they sequeled
So-
this. Mila Kunis.
Yeah, I thought that was her
Yeah.
because I only saw the cover. I'm like,
They
is that
sequeled
Mila
this.
Kunis?
American Psycho 2. Yeah.
Is it
yeah.
bad?
Nobody talks about it.
Okay, so it's probably bad.
It's probably bad.
Okay.
It's on
I
HBO
mean,
Max if you
I
want to
just
give it a
think that
try.
this movie was great. And it's not as bloody as I thought. Like I remembered it. Maybe it's just because I've
It's
seen.
not even scary.
No.
That's
I
why
don't.
you're another scary. No, this is a
No,
mystery
it's
thriller.
It's like it's more of a
Yeah.
thriller.
but it's
than
really
anything.
bloody, and oh my god, the way he talks to women is
Yeah,
I can't.
The way that they talk about women
About
just
women.
out at the table, how they're like, "Oh, a smart woman. The only
Mhm.
kind of girl is smart is if she's ugly."
I turned to you and I was like, holy shit.
I was like, "It's a movie. It's a movie. It's a movie. Like it's fine. Whatever."
The single biggest cost in this film was purchasing the rights to the songs.
Oh, I'm sure because back then those were all like the big hits.
Oh yeah, big like they were they're very poppy and everything, and they were able to get all that in the film, and I don't know, like it's really a messes with your mind, Really
Well,
does.
just the first time you get to see
the chainsaw scene.
Yeah, the first time you get to see him, like his other side basically pop out was in that bar scene or the club where he's trying to order the drinks with a card, and she goes, I've told you this before, this is a cash only bar or whatever, and she turns around and he's like, something like,
I thought he had tickets in that scene.
or maybe it was, or she said something like, "These are no good anymore. I
Yeah,
need."
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was.
Drink
Yeah.
tickets.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna kill you. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, and just like yells, he's like, "I'm gonna kill you, you ugly bitch," or something, and then she turns around and just hands him a drink.
See, in that scene, I thought he was talking to himself in the mirror, and she had his back to him because it looks like he's looking
Like in the
at,
mirror.
at
yeah.
himself.
Yeah.
But you
yeah.
really like see how
The
fucked up
business
his head
cards
is.
are meant to be like their swords.
Status.
Yeah.
And
Oh
their
yeah.
high status.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that whoosh
yeah.
sound is meant to be like a.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say they're swords.
Well, it says it right here. The whoosh sounds are during the famous business card scene was created by slowing down the sound of a sword being drawn from its sheath.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah,
more
because
of
they all
a,
had the little carrier that popped open.
yeah. Did you watch the extended version?
I don't. Whatever was on it, Prime.
They have-
so
Oh, you did
probably
Prime?
not. Yeah.
Oh, it's on HBO
Oh
Max.
damn it! I did not know that.
Yeah, they have the extended version on
Guess I
there.
should've
It's
checked
only
that
an extra
first.
minute, but I'm gonna guess the extra
It's
minute
probably
is
just
probably
the
when they're
sex
shooting the
scenes.
sex scene
Yeah.
because you see the.
You see
do
a
you see the
lot
camera version in the movie? Like
the
the
sex
actual
scenes?
visual of the
like
camera.
what he sees in the camera.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
that's the
yeah,
extended
that's the
version.
extended
you
version
see
then.
the actual.
So I was like, I
going
didn't
at
remember
it.
how
Mhm.
realistic porno wise that was, and I was like, oh wow, basically see Christian Bale's wiener. Well, I wouldn't even say his wiener.
Well,
see his ball sack.
I don't know if you know this, but when he was going, when he did the shower scene, everybody was on set. Yeah.
Well, he probably doesn't care because he's arrogant.
No, but I'm saying like that he beefed himself up for this.
I mean, he
role,
probably
too.
was like, hey, for as much work as he put into his body, go right ahead, show it off. But
Although he's extremely wealthy, we never actually see him do any
work.
That's
Yes.
what I was thinking too. I'm like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
what does he do? He doesn't ever do anything.
Yeah.
You just know that he works on Wall Street, basically. So that's it.
So Ewan McGregor was almost Patrick Bateman, but declined after Christian Bale personally urged him to back out.
Wow.
No.
All right, so he portrays a 27-year-old.
Yes.
How old was Christian Bale actually in this movie?
Let's find out. This movie came out in 2000.
That had to be right around.
Because
Phantom
I feel like he
Menace
was
time, though, right?
definitely older than 27.
He was born in 74, so he was not even 30. So yeah, he was perfect. role.
26.
He was 26. He was perfect role.
Oh.
74.
Well, for
Thought he
trying
was
to
older,
have that
didn't ya?
routine of looking young, I mean, would have said
Well,
he was 20s.
he's from Wales, so he might have like a little bit more of a look about him.
Sorry, people from Wales.
Sorry, people from Wales. Didn't mean to offend you. I think this is worth it for the watch, for the thrills and mystery. I'm gonna give this movie an 8.
I agree. I think an 8. I think it still holds up. I think it's a great movie.
Well, it's gonna be timeless because it's time based. Normally, when they do those time period based,
it's
it
definitely
works.
one that if you've not seen it before and you're, I wouldn't say a horror fan, but like a psycho thriller, I think it's up there in my opinion to watch.
7.
Rotten Tomatoes has this at 68%. Critics, fans at an 85.
Okay.
So, Brett, what are we watching next week?
13 Lives.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
13
13 Ghosts. Seen it?
Seen it.
13 Lives is the Ron Howard movie on Prime about the, I believe it's about the coal miners. I don't know. You want to read it?
I'm gonna get it. Yeah. I
He's
gotta
like,
get
I'm getting it.
it. 13 lives.
Lives?
Yeah,
I
just
don't know
came
if I-
out. Viggo Mortensen's in this.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him in a movie in a while. A rescue mission is assembled in Thailand. Oh, this one. Okay, where a group of young boys and their soccer coach
Oh,
are
Coach,
this one.
okay.
This is based
Mhm.
on a true story.
trapped. Yeah, 2.5 hour long movie,
Yeah.
Brett.
Whew, I did not know.
This is based on a true story.
Holy cow, this is.
Yeah. I know what this
Yes,
one is.
Alex, we know.
I'm actually really excited to watch this because this is one that I wanted to watch.
So, Viggo
Glad you are,
Mortensen.
because Josh is not.
Yeah, it
What?
is.
2.5 hour long movie though. Let's okay. So
It's got to be intense enough that those
Ron
2.5
Howard
hours
directed
go by
it.
fast.
Viggo Mortensen's in it. Colin Farrell,
Colin Farrell's in it.
Joel Edgerton, Tom Bateman, Paul Gleason. Oh, there's a lot of people in this movie, and there's a lot of nobodies
Paul Gleason. I'm trying to remember. Who
When did
Paul
it come
Gleason
out?
is.
this year.
Okay, I was like, I feel like that.
Paul Gleason was in
people
Thin
at work
Red
were
Line.
talking about this one.
And a few other things, but I don't know what you've seen, so I don't know. But I haven't seen Colin Farrell in any, well, I mean Batman, but you don't really see him. He's
I mean,
he's in
he's in a suit.
Oh,
and-
Paul Gleason, of course. He's the teacher from The Breakfast Club. The principal.
Yes.
Die Hard, the chief, the deputy chief.
Yeah.
He's got to be getting old.
Brett, how do you feel about this Gears of War announcement?
Well, I saw that it was in cooperation with the Coalition, and my first thought was
Which the Coalition is a game design studio.
that's who makes Gears. And I thought if it delays the next Gears, I'm not happy about it.
So
But
Gears
I'm
of
assuming
War.
they're just consulting to make sure it's accurate.
Yeah.
I don't,
They announced that it's going to be a Netflix movie and an animated adult series.
the animated adult series is cool.
That could be good for us.
I
We're
was
really
like,
into
I'm
that now.
actually, if it's something set up like,
if it's funny, like Harley Quinn.
that's just honestly,
Or maybe even serious.
that's kind of like my new thing right now. Is I really like adult animated.
That's
series.
all you've been like. We watch Rick and Morty.
I'm like, can we watch
Solar
this? Like,
Opposites?
I
Can we
really
watch-
like.
We got to get into more
that.
adult animation. Like we used to watch Ugly Americans. Like that is adult animation. That's about.
There's a level I like though.
It has a little too much.
There's a level.
It was like heavy metal level.
I think
Yeah.
video game movies are different. They're not automatically considered bad, so I think it could be good.
What would you think if they attach Batista to this? Because he's like the guy who's
fine.
Oh, I
passionate
would-
about it.
I
Yeah.
think that's the
like
only.
I think he could do
I
it.
think he would be a shoo-in for playing Marcus Phoenix.
Mark.
If they don't pick Dave Batista to play him, I don't
know how they're going
I
to.
would-
He's such a big like MCU
Josh
player
Lucas
right now.
could do a Gears of War
I would
player.
love if John DiMaggio was in it in some capacity.
Yeah, I could see them.
I feel
could see
like
them doing
Batista
that.
might be too.
Easter
Alex,
egg.
John DiMaggio plays Marcus Phoenix's voice.
Oh, I figured so. But I'm trying to say.
Batista has already been geared up. You've seen a
He's-
photo of him.
He's publicly
Gears
said
of
he
War
wants
stuff.
to do it. Yes.
It's
he
like-
looks like
It's
him.
like Henry Cavill and The Witcher, which we really don't want to talk about The Witcher.
Oh, yeah, you want my 2 cents on season 4? Fuck it. That's my 2 cents. Nope, no more.
Maybe that's why he left, because he knew it was crap.
It's crap.
No, he didn't. It's probably because he's getting pulled into Superman.
Maybe that helped make the decision easy. Wait,
He's
is
getting
season
probably
4 out?
No.
No,
No.
season 3 they're releasing it next summer, but season 4 because he originally said, "Oh, I'm going to do all 7 seasons that they're planning on," and we were everyone, woohoo! He's exactly what we need, and
Someone passionate about the project.
somebody passionate about the project.
He's doing something with something else. Another video game that he's doing. He's doing another video game thing.
I don't know, but they just announced that season 4, he's not going to be in it anymore. Liam Hemsworth.
They just announced that. That's
is-
old news.
It's a week ago.
A week.
That
Liam is going to be taking his
it's
place
all
as
about
the Witcher.
The money. Show me the money.
Does this mean that Liam's just now he's been put down to a B actor at this point?
And
Because
how I said this
people are
on
upset about this. No one's happy about this.
how I said this
that
on my
makes Liam
stream
the bad guy.
was
Well, he
everyone's
does.
like,
I
"Oh,
mean, it's not
he'll
really
be
fair to
fine.
him.
Liam will be fine." I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
that's
he'll
like
be fine.
that's like taking somebody to replace John Wick right now, in my
Did you
opinion.
guys hear about the John Wick video game that might come to
Oh,
come to
yes,
wire?
and yes.
That's gonna be
So
interesting.
What what Netflix could have done is just ended it after season 3.
True.
There's
but-
a lot to go though.
There's a lot of money, and they need those subscriber
But they're
dollars.
saying 4 is their last one anyway. So why
They
can't they
originally
have
said-
Henry Cavill for that last
They originally
season?
said 7 seasons.
He must be a busy guy. So we're just gonna complain. He's probably got a lot on his plate, and we're just like
He's
being
Superman.
we're being
He's in high demand.
fanboys.
I'd much rather see him as the Witcher
fangirls.
than Superman, in my
I wonder
opinion.
if Dwayne Johnson was like, "You do this cameo, and I'll help you get another Superman movie." And
I don't think
so.
he
It's The
needed it.
Rock's fault.
it could be.
Oh. That'll make me hate him even more. All right, Brett.
What if the next
Taking
Man
away
of Steel is really awesome?
My only eye candy.
I don't know how it can be. I don't know
Well.
enough about Superman. All of Superman that I know of has been shown. Zod
Sure.
and
Yeah, but they've been
Abomination,
doing
or not
Superman
Abomination.
comics for
I
40
think
years.
that
Doomsday.
they're
A lot
going
of
to bring
years.
back.
I know.
They're
Sure,
going
there's
to
plenty
bring
of
back
content.
Lex Luthor.
I don't care about that. He's the only other guy.
I know,
you-
but I liked him.
Would you be okay with it like being something just not known very well?
At this
As
point,
long as it's a good movie,
at
I
this
don't
point,
care.
it better be worth it. I'm just saying, don't fuck this up. James Gunn, you better make the DCEU perfect at this point. All right, PlayStation VR 2, it just got announced, is coming out. Its price point, John announced, coming out February. Brett's laughing
Who
about
cares?
this. Because it's going to cost $550.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
It's going to cost more
Like,
than a
why,
PlayStation
why
5.
are they putting resources on this crap when they could, put them towards
well, VR,
getting more consoles out?
VR is
No,
getting there.
No, it's not. It's not. And you know why? Because the industry leader right now. Well, I wouldn't say
Who's
that.
the industry leader?
They're not the industry leader. But they're making a move. They aren't doing shit about it, and that's why it's not important.
Are you talking about Microsoft?
Yes.
Well, they wanted to do AR, which is augmented reality.
I prefer AR.
which would be great. I think augmented reality
Yeah.
is even better than VR
I
because you're
prefer
still in
AR.
your environment, but you have
You can-
landscapes that are
yes.
covered over.
Mhm.
So
I prefer AR.
yeah, $550 for a VR2. I mean, if you have a PS5 and you want to buy another PS5,
Right.
Or try to.
well, no. If you have the money to buy another PS5, buy a VR2 instead,
Mm.
so you can play that.
Is this the VR thing that we saw on TikTok of somebody trying out the football?
No, but that's on the Oculus.
That's on the
We
Oculus.
can play it on our VR.
So apparently you can play what game is it?
NFL. You can play Madden.
You can play
there's
Madden
a Madden game on
in VR?
where you're the quarterback and
And it's
throwing.
actually like you're on the field as like the quarterback.
Yeah. You're grabbing the ball.
I would be too scared that all of a sudden I'd go, "Huh!"
Well,
Somebody
I mean,
push
that
me
sounds
over.
like a recipe for running face first into the TV.
That's what I said. I was like,
You just gotta get good at your VR skills. Why?
that's why Jake has a carpet in his room, and he
has a
knows
barrier,
this.
yeah.
If he doesn't play in shoes, he plays in socks or barefoot. So he knows like if he steps
gets off
off
the
the
carpet.
carpet, he knows that.
That's a good idea.
That is a very good
He's
idea.
very smart with
well,
his
his
VR.
rug is also like an inch thick.
Yeah, so you
he'll
can
know.
feel when you're in the zone. He made it that big.
Do we have any other nerd news to touch on? Because we have one other topic that
Get
we have to
it,
bring
'cause
up.
we're going long here.
Aaron Carter passed
Oh,
away.
yeah.
So we got to bring that up real quick. Been seeing a lot of it in the news, like a lot of bad
Yeah.
stuff about it.
Would have been 35 next
Went
month.
to rehab for the 4th or 5th time last.
He's had a really
summer.
rough last decade, really.
We went and saw him live. What year? 4 years ago? 3
18?
years ago? Yeah, it was 18. Had to been 18 or 19.
I think it was 18.
Didn't
What
it not go well?
He got kicked off stage by midnight. He couldn't do
Yeah,
his whole
the-
set.
He couldn't do his
noise
whole
That's-
set.
No, it's Fort Wayne's noise ordinance. After
Yes.
midnight, you can't have.
He
concerts
got kicked.
outdoors.
He got kicked off the stage at midnight, and
Our VIP experience was
our
not very
quote unquote VIP experience, because the minute these tickets went on sale, I was like, screw this, I'm buying backstage, whatever it is. And there was a general admission ticket, which was like whatever,
Right.
and then there was a VIP ticket, which we bought. Later that evening, they were letting people go do a meet and greet, and I was like, well, where the hell was this? Well, apparently they're like, oh, well, you didn't buy a meet and greet. I'm like, and I like have it screenshotted. They added the meet and greet later.
Yeah, you were.
They added it
early.
later, and I was the first in line to buy tickets. VIP. What did it do? It just got me to. It didn't even do anything besides general admission. There wasn't any.
We had a little gated off area where
We had a
but
tiny
the problem
gated off
is,
area.
We were on the side. We weren't really in the middle
Yeah,
either.
what they did for VIP is there was like the left side of the stage and the right side of the stage. The right side of the stage was VIP, but they split it down the middle. Not like VIP gets the whole front half, the whole front of the stage, and then everybody else gets in the back.
Yeah.
No, it was even if you don't have VIP and you were general admission, as long as you got there early, you got the left side of the stage, you got to the front.
Yeah.
So I know it was all the way that they set it up was complete
Very
bullshit,
bad, very
and
bad.
I was literally like, a little kid, 10-year-old in me was like, I'm going to meet Aaron Carter. I'm going to get a picture with him. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to hang around afterwards. And then they were like, I was like, how do I get this meet and greet? They're like, oh, they're all sold out. I'm like, well, where did they sell them? Well, when you bought your ticket. I'm like, where? I got a VIP. Oh, that's different. Like, really? Because there was only 2 freaking options when I bought it.
That's very upsetting. Could have been the only time you could have.
What? So, do we know the cause? Because I have not heard anything.
That
about
just
the cause.
the only thing
He was dead in his
I've not really
bathtub.
read a whole lot into it because I just
Don't want to.
I don't want to.
I don't blame you.
Could be bad.
Said that he drowned in his bathtub. How or why or whatever? No, nothing's been released.
So.
So.
Yeah, that happened. That's really sad. That we have to kind of
Yeah, he was like who you have your poster up in your room when you're little.
Yeah,
He was mine.
pretty much.
So
Got a voicemail?
We do.
we do have a voicemail.
It's
and
gonna make it a little bit
it's
better.
gonna make everything much better.
Much
right now.
better.
Is it
This-
Patrick?
No.
No.
This is from our nephew Jeremy. He's actually well, you'll know. He'll tell you.
I think I know, but
Hello, this is Jeremy, Alex's nephew, and I'm in Disney World in my resort room, and I'm writing about what happened to me. We went to Epcot, and I rode some rides there, and went through some of the shops, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again, and I love you, Alex.
I saw that
Aw.
they were down there.
Yeah, they're at Disney World, which Alex didn't know. It is only a 16-hour drive.
Yeah.
You tearing up?
I am. That was really sweet. Don't show me on camera.
Let's get out of
that
here.
was really sweet. I hope he
Beat
has
it.
a really good time because he's 10 and a half, so he's like the perfect age to be down at Disney World right now. So
All right, Alex, you want to plug your Twitch?
yeah. Yeah, if you would like to watch me gameish, twitch.tv/cute_kitty, KUTE_KITTI. I go live on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings. Right now we're playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
What are you playing this weekend?
I don't know. I said I'm still going to give it a chance. So, I mean, maybe one night I'll do Call of Duty and then the other 2 nights I'll mix it up. But
Monopoly was fun.
last night I was just kind of burnt out on Friday and Saturday night from playing Modern Warfare. So I was like, we got to do something else, something that was going to bring some spark back. And the reason why I play on Twitch is for entertainment and for content and for really just so you guys can see me hanging out with my friends and having fun. And I wasn't doing that on Friday and
Had someone
Saturday.
come in and said, "This is very."
They're like, "Oh, you should play Monopoly like every week. Like you guys are so much fun to watch." And I was like, "Well, yeah, we always have fun playing Monopoly. I feel like if we play it every week, it's gonna get really boring though." So, but yeah, we played Monopoly last night. Josh won, only
shouldn't
because
have.
Patrick gave Brian the finger.
I shouldn't have won, but I feel very bad for Patrick.
It was a lot of.
He had a lot going for him.
He
had a lot of properties.
I thought Patrick was gonna win.
I thought he had it. I landed.
It
on
really
that.
came down to who landed on whose hotel though
Yeah,
at the end.
I feel bad.
So,
Who was the first out?
Rick.
And then it was you.
Then it was me. Then it was Brian.
Then
Yeah.
Patrick. Yeah. It was a crazy.
No,
night.
it was a fun time though. I always enjoy playing
I
Monopoly.
like Monopoly. Yeah, we got to find some more board
We
games to
really
play.
always talk shit to each other, but we have a really fun time doing it.
Yeah.
So,
Brett, you popped into our party.
I did.
Do you want us to invite you next time?
It just
we had an open
depends,
space.
'cause, you were pretty close to being done when I got on, and
Yeah.
I got on after Ashley left. So
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't want to intrude on.
well,
that.
and it was
Right.
last minute that we decided to play.
Yeah,
We
'cause
were gonna play
do
Minecraft, but I was like, I just don't know how I'm going
Oh.
to entertain playing Minecraft right now because I already don't really like Minecraft because I'm not very
Yeah.
creative when it comes to that kind of game.
Josh, I did peek in on your first experience with Gears multiplayer.
I liked it a little bit.
It didn't sound like you liked it.
A little
I was
bit.
like, at first.
A little bit. I didn't like it at first, and then I liked it. And what I don't like is that
It's incredibly different than
It's
like a
slow.
Call of Duty, isn't it?
the speed is slower.
Slow.
The everyone has a shotgun,
Yeah.
so if you go around a corner, they're gonna be waiting for you. So it's like,
Man, that's
what
that's my
upsets
gun
me.
of choice. Like
Yeah.
besides the M bar is a
So,
shotgun.
I don't use the shotgun that often.
Distance is your friend,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
cover doesn't help that.
Yeah, if you're using your Lancer, it takes more than a clip to kill somebody.
Yeah.
It feels like that's the downside. But I did play Horde mode just to get a little I want to play a little bit of Gears just to get into that mode a little bit and maybe play a little bit more this week. We'll see. But hey, that'll lead to my plugs here for my stream, which is twitch.tv/Mr. L. That's MISTERL. I stream on Wednesday and Thursday evening and Saturday morning. I talked about Gears of War. We played Gears 5. I was just playing some multiplayer matches, and we have when we played multiplayer, it's 4-player or 5. I think it's who did we play with? Played with
It was you, Brian, and Patrick.
and I
right?
think we would get a 4th.
You'd get a 4th, and you were yelling about your 4th.
They were not
so
good.
4.
They were not good. The 4th player was never
Why
good.
didn't you do a private one, and they would have been AI?
I don't think that's what
Patrick
they wanted.
he was like, I want to play multiplayer and everything. Like that's his go-to. So
No, that happens with Horde.
oh
So,
no,
yeah,
Horde
yeah.
was fine.
With the team deathmatch, yeah, you
We
would've
quit.
got
We got to level 30 on Horde with us, and I thought Rick was with us for some reason, but he wasn't. But no, it was
I'm always
Brian,
down
Patrick, and
for
I. And we
Gears of War Horde. It's always
Horde
a lot
was
of fun.
Yeah, it's fun. As far as our podcast goes, make sure you guys hit the like button on this channel, this video, and please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to be notified when we're live, which is every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for our social media, make sure you are checking us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. PTO Unlimited Podcast is what you'll search on all the social medias. If you want to give us a call for our voicemail, it is 224-225-5780. And you can leave a voicemail if you're from a podcast. Feel free to shout it out. And also, if you want to follow me on Twitter, it is @_Mr. L.
Brett_Wings.
Cute_kitty. Cute_kitty.
On a final note.
You said wings, and my mind went to, I want some wings. So I was like, cute_wings.
Are we getting wings again today?
Oh, I don't know. I just seriously, like, that's just, like, I need to go back to the video to see my mind go, wings. Squirrel moment. Go ahead. Your final note.
I started a book last week. Which
Oh,
is
what are you
rare
writing
for me.
about?
No, I'm reading. Reading a book. Cliff Blazinski, you know who that is?
Yes, he did
No.
Gears of War.
He
Yes.
he was the game director for Gears 1 through 3. He wrote a
What's he doing?
memoir.
What's he doing now?
I don't know. I haven't got to that part yet.
Oh.
Well, so basically, Ryan McCaffrey.
I guess I should have waited.
Ryan McCaffrey, who does IGN podcast,
Reviews.
he does a Unfiltered, which just is like an interview podcast.
Okay.
But he had him on, and they talked
Oh.
about this book.
That's
So I checked it out. It's basically just his story from when he was a kid and how he got into video games. And he was actually a really good Nintendo
Why
player.
do-
He went to the Nintendo Championships.
Why do people? Is that why they call him a prodigy? Like he's
Sure.
like the prodigy that everyone always like talks
Yeah,
about.
I
Like,
mean,
he was the child
he
prodigy.
actually was making video games in high school, selling them, and sent one to Epic, and that's how he got hired at Epic.
Well, here's
So-
I'm gonna ruin Gears of War for you, Brett.
Okay.
They're all test demos.
What do you mean?
They've all been test demos for the Unreal Engine. That's all they
Oh,
are.
sure, but they're awesome.
The thing is, when you put Unreal, when I went to game design school, I opened up Unreal Engine. They have all of the Gears of War textures for you.
Oh, he talks about
For free.
how Epic's biggest accomplishment is the Unreal Engine.
The Unreal Engine
It's
is
not-
yes,
It's not
So-
Gears, you know.
right, but
Well,
Gears of War is
now it's Fortnite, but
right.
the
Well,
Gears is yeah, it's exactly what you said, but it's a really
it was a
good
test
one.
demo for 1, 2, and 3. Were all
Mhm.
test demos, and I think 4 was that the latest for Unreal Engine 5?
5.
5 was
No.
5.
5 was 5.
Has there been one for every
I
engine?
thought 5 isn't out yet. I don't think-
Unreal Engine 5 hasn't been out yet. No.
No, so
no,
it's
no,
4.
It's 4. So 5 will be
maybe-
the next Gears of War.
No, you mean the engine?
Yes.
5.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Gears-
Wow, we're getting our numbers
Gears
mixed up.
6. Gears 6 will be on Unreal
I think
Engine 5.
I think our wires got crossed
Yes,
here.
that's what I meant. It's like, wait a second, you're messing numbers up. Because I remember them saying and showing
Gears
us.
6 will be 5.
Yes. I
Unreal
remember
Engine
them
5.
showing us the difference when they were bringing out Gears 4.
And then they showed and then they showed Unreal Engine 5 lately how that's
How it
gonna
looks
look.
real life.
Yeah. And Alex is in trouble.
By
He's
the way,
like,
if that
5, 6, 5, 6,
if
5.
that Gears movie comes out before I turn 40, I'll be lucky.
Stop it.
I'm serious. Like, yeah,
We didn't think the Halo series was going to come out before we turned 40, and it did. And it did.
We
honestly,
don't talk about
I
that.
thought that was never coming. So.
Well,
Well, we wish it didn't.
we wish it didn't.
All right, let's get out of here. It's good times.
Good
Are we
times.
getting wings? We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll see.
Bye, guys.
Hey.